The number in front of the sign, the number in front of the sign adalah 1. When 1, that means the maximum value adalah 1, the minimum value adalah -1. Okay? 1x. 1x maksudnya 1 ayunan lengkap within 360. One complete cycle within 360. So all sine graph, the pattern will be in this order. Whether we are moving upward or moving downward, that is second question. All right. But starting pattern will be like this. If you look at this graph, all the angles are given dalam bacaan degree. 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree, and followed by 360 degree. Nah, another type of graph, sama juga sine graph, tapi kita berikan dalam sudut dalam bacaan pi. 0 pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, then 2 pi. So bergantung kepada soalan. Kalau soalan kata, plotkan graph, so and so, bagi julat x, more or same as 0 degree, less or same as 360, then I use the first arrangement, first scale. 0, 90, 180, 270, and 360. If the graph says, the question says, plot a graph for x more or same as 0, but less or same as 2 pi. Okay, dalam sebutan pi, maka kita gunakan bacaan dalam sebutan pi. 0, pi per 2, pi, 3 per 2 pi, and 2 pi. Macam mana kita tukar sudut ini kepada bacaan pi? Very simple. 90 degree bermaksud 90 divided by 180 times by pi. So kalau kita ringkaskan dapat setengah pi atau pi over 2. Kalau dia 180 degree sama dengan 180 divide by 180 times by pi. Dapat pi. That means pi is in radian lah. Alright, dalam bacaan radian. Same goes for 270 sama dengan 270 bahagikan dengan 180 times by pi. So bila kita ringkaskan mereka dapat 3 per 2 pi. Dan akhirnya bila sampai kepada 360 darjah, it's equals to 360 divide by 180 10 times by pi. So when you simplify them, you'll get 2 pi. Ya? So ini cara untuk menukarkan sudut dalam darjah kepada bacaan pi. So it depends on the question. Whether they want you to plot the graph in degrees or in terms of pi. Alright, so both can, sama graph dia. Alright, so cara dah buat everything same, only the angle will be slightly different lah. But in my explanation, I always will use the degree. Kalau dia minta pi, just tukarkan kepada pi lah. Alright, that's all. Okay. Steps to plot graph. So you have all this in your notes. So I divide this into 2 parts. One for straightforward graph. Another one that you have a different lah. So what do they mean by straightforward graph? Sini kita ada 3-4 contoh macam mana kita panggil sebagai straightforward graph. Straightforward graph maksudnya we don't have a number, the C, the number for C is not there. You don't plus something like a 2 sin x or 3 cos x or sin 2x or tangent 2x, whatever lah. But there's no plus something or minus something. So this is what we call as straightforward graph. So graf-graf jenis macam ini, yang mana tidak campur ataupun tolak satu nilai di akhir, much more easier untuk kita lakukan. Okay, so what we must do here? So ini dalam bentuk perkataan, later I'll explain in terms of working, how it works. First saya kata, find all the angles for all the values. Alright, the maximum value, the minimum value, and also the zero value. Alright, positive 1, kosong dan negative 1. Bergantung pada the positive 1 adalah maximum value. Negative 1 adalah minimum value. Alright, untuk nilai-nilai ini, apakah sudut-sudut dia? Itu langkah pertama. That's how I will start all my questions. So untuk dapatkan nilai-nilai ini, sudut-sudut ini, you must use what we learned earlier. Iaitu yang the cross tadi, 0, 90, 180, 270, 360, apakah nilai-nilai mereka? That is what you must use at this stage. Depending on the graph, whether sine graph or cos graph atau tangent graph, kita gunakan kuadran yang kita belajar awal tadi. Alright? After that, plot y-axis and x-axis. Now, bila kita plot always on my x-axis, I will make 8 tanda kecil lah mewakili sudut-sudut tersebut. 90, 180, 270 and 360. So selang satu. Okay. So that means kita ada 8 garisan yang bertanda pada paksi X kita. And then nilai pada paksi Y. Nilai maksimum dengan nilai minimum. So tandakan all this lah. Okay. Third step is that key in the angles. So bila key in angle my way of key in the angle is that, okay, for zero value, mana kedudukan mereka? Positive one, mana what are the angles? Then negative one, what are the angles? So it's can key in the angles based on the values. I'll teach you how. Okay, last step is that draw a smooth curve to join all these points. Right, you must draw a smooth curve, very nice curve. So with the computer itself, I can draw a very smooth graph. I want to see how you all are drawing later. Okay, next. Bagi graph yang mana not straightforward, that means kita ada plus or minus a number at the back. Kita ada campur atau tolak. Contoh, like in these 3 cases here. So the first example, kita ada plus 1. So plus 1. Second example, kita ada minus 1. So minus 1 means kita turunkan graph. Alright, like first one, 2 sin x plus 1. That means you kena plotkan graph y equals to 2 sin x. Once you plotted y equal to 2 sin x, graph itu dinaikkan 1 point ke atas. The whole graph will be shifted upward by 1 point. If you plot y equal to 3 cos x minus 1, that means you have to plot y equal to 3 cos x graph first. Okay, once you have plotted that graph, the whole graph, bring it down by 1 point. Same goes for y equal to tangent 2x plus 1. So buat graph y equal to tangent 2x dulu, and then the whole graph, you move upward by 2 point, plus 2. Okay, next. What are the steps? Do all the steps as the previous method, like how you did earlier. And then the whole graph, if positive a number, you raise the graph by A. Kalau dia negative A, you turunkan graph sebanyak A tersebut. Depending kita kena buat macam tadi, awal tadi, langkah pertama tadi, and then you just have to move up or down. Then you'll get your final answer ready. Draw a smooth curve to join all these points.
Let's go!